What I'm really interested in talking to all of you about specifically is your memories in general, descriptions of particular items that you have very strong memories of, a particular piece of jewellery that was maybe bought for a special handbag that you coveted and, eventually a hat that you wore to a wedding, a sort of dress that was sold to somebody very special. What I would like to do is have you describe particular items to me in as much detail as you can remember, and then using your verbal description, I'm going to aim to have these items remade. So I'm interested in your descriptions of things and the way that you remember things. What I don't want to do is see pictures, because this is the challenge for me, and I think this is what makes the project interesting. I want to work really with your memory rather than any sort of document, because I'm particularly interested in not only memories of Tyrrell Green and why it was so special, but what happens with memory and how the retelling of memories changes things. And if you have a particular story that's associated with that object or that piece of clothing, then I'd really love to hear that story as well as the pieces that I have made being exhibited in the gallery. I also want to use the sound of you telling me about the particular piece of clothing or the object.
Massive earrings, I do remember that. They were enormous, far too big for me. I mean, they were probably not much smaller than these, right. Literally.
And would they have been clip-on?
Yes. In those days, I hadn't gotten around to having my ears pierced by then, but yeah.
Would that have been a sandal or a sort of...
No, it was a shoe. It was a peep-toe shoe. Yeah, it was just royal blue and the white trim all in the inside. Just wore it, whether it was in fashion or not. My friends used to say to me, "You're always behind the times," and I actually wasn't. The gloves and the shoes, yes. And the bag, yes. And it all had to match.
So did you have a blue bag to go with your blue shoes?
I did have
a very high in my memory so much.
Blue suede shoe.
That's something that I remember. A product or something that I bought from John Lewis. The first thing that comes to mind is my scarf. The counters were, I can see it now, the counters were, fabric department had these clock measuring devices where the assistant would run the bolt of fabric through the clock and the dial would go down.
Can you try and describe the back?
These earrings were at least that big. What would that be, about 3 inches?
But this midnight blue was the one. And my scarf was basically a piece of satin lining material that came from John Lewis.
We used to have dinner dances, and they were always very elegant. They were the long dress with the sandals,
And the headdress, we all had our own favourites.
We had very high standards. We had shops everywhere. Well, I just love selling, dealing with people. We had a great social side. So that was the first sort of magazine, and that was my first account there when I was assistant number 13. Over the years, I got that's the original Gazette. This was Tyrrell Green after 1955, which is 45, 55 years ago. Isn't it? After the war, they had agencies.
It's 1956.
Yeah, that was when it was rebuilt on its present site. But then, of course, over the years, they've added more stories.
Ah, right, okay.
And then they've expanded. That way.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks sort of, contained building.
Barbara, you should be holding this. It was your thing. It's unbelievable. 12 the bar gate, for goodness.
Is that the material?
Yeah, this is my wedding dress material.
Do you want to hold that for now? Thank you.
They brought a tatty bit.
And you got that from the store, obviously, as well?
Yes, yeah, I bought that. It's all from the store.
Don't go over the
1960.
top because it will only
Got married in
60, yeah.
And is this what you've described to Jennifer?
Yes. It was the Lily of the Valley, which is my birth, which is born in May, so it's the May flower, it's the Lily of the Valley. And I had a vogue top of the gown and a simplicity skirt, because that's the way we liked it.
Just beautiful.
Unfortunately, you do have to do quite a lot.
Because I bought the headdress as well in
Yeah,
Tyrrell's.
it's coming out on Wednesday.
Do you mind if I take your number
I
in?
borrowed the veil, so that was the borrowed bit.
Stunning.
We won't be able to. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Yes. CNA, that's what you're talking about.
Wedding anniversary, yeah. That was in the Rolls Royce on the way.
What we're going to do with all these wonderful things. But we know that we've got Jen's exhibition.
This is one of the John Lewis's holiday homes, which the company took over in the mid-60s. I went over there and did measuring for soft furnishings and did all the work there, like I used to do in the homes. So this was a typical kind of thing we used to have to do and go over and make.
Yeah.
I do remember taking that helmet over. But that's the type of thing we used to do. So we met there, you see it, 2 and 3, at the company's dance.
I'm sure it's
Thank you.